Hello, friends. We are live.
And welcome to Living the Globe with us.
Yes. Okay. So now we can now stream live on Instagram. So if you give us one moment, we're now going to head over on Instagram and trigger the live there and make sure we're good. Yes, we are. Beautiful. So now we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
And just give us a quick audio and
And
sound
video
check.
check. Make sure you guys can see us and hear us.
For some reason, I don't see our stream on
Maybe it takes a little while to catch
Instagram.
up. So this is the first time we're actually streaming on Instagram using the StreamYard app that we're using to stream it. And it's a little bit I wouldn't say complicated, but again, I see people joining on Instagram
Okay,
live, so
welcome.
that's awesome. Okay. Let us know on Instagram if you can see us and if you can hear us. The chat should be coming in there. I know it won't be coming in inside of StreamYard. So how is everyone doing? Where is everyone from? If you're new to our live, welcome. Let us know where you're from.
I
There we
don't.
go.
Yeah, I had to switch accounts. It's
Okay.
not in the same account.
So if you do leave a comment on Instagram, it will come through on the phone, but it won't come over to YouTube in where we are now, actually.
Marlene says, I can hear on Instagram. Thank you for confirming
Fantastic.
that. Yes, I can hear. Lovely Queen. Thank you and
Beautiful.
welcome. Today is an active discussion, and we are discussing the topic is what is the topic for today?
What is your travel plans for 2024?
Right.
Where are you guys going? What part of the globe? What corner of the globe are you guys going? I know it's still technically early because it's February, and a lot of people are still kind of getting their taxes prepared, and normally January, February are usually the slowest months for anything because you spent all your money, during the Christmas holiday, and now you're kind of recouping and getting ready to move forward in the year.
Or maybe that was the holiday spending is the early year trip.
Yes. Yolanda, welcome.
Good evening. Good morning for us.
Michigan.
Good evening for you.
Michigan
Lovely Queen is from Texas here on
Texas.
Instagram. Welcome.
Really nice. Awesome. So yes, I definitely want to welcome firsthand our Instagram viewers, our Instagram family. Every time we go live, we would have to kind of do it horizontal, and then we'd have to attach it to the camera, and it's a whole process. But now this definitely simplifies the whole situation here. So
right. So if you have any plans to travel this year, or be sure to leave a comment. Do you guys miss Hawaii? We do miss Hawaii.
Yes.
Every place have its own pros and cons, and even though living in Hawaii does come with some cons for us, we still miss it, not for as far as living there per se, but at least visiting and maybe staying there short term.
Yes. Hello, Linda. Welcome. And well, it's funny because even here in Thailand, if you were to ask us, earlier on when we said we are coming to Thailand, would you guys stay in Thailand for like a year or so? And we'll probably be like, probably not. We'll probably be moving on. But here we are. We're like, what, 9 months?
Going on 9 months. Yes, this is our ninth month.
Yes. So again, it's slow travel, and being here in Thailand, it's pretty cool. Obviously, you all know it's very affordable. So
and I like that it's a hub to everywhere else in Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Even though we are not in Bangkok, and Bangkok is the major airport where you can get the most affordable flights in Southeast Asia, as low as $30 per flight per person one way. We are 2 hours away, and if for us to go travel, it still takes pretty much the entire day, but it's very cheap. It's still doable.
Yeah, it's really affordable.
And we've been traveling here pretty much every month. We're going somewhere.
Yeah. And that's important for us as well. The way we travel now, it kind of came about this way, is that we always try to find a place where we can kind of base ourselves and then kind of spring over to the next country, which is kind of within the vicinity. And it makes it easier to travel instead of like picking up everything and traveling to that place and then picking up everything and travel.
Yeah.
We just stay in one place, kind of call that home base, and then we just go kind of back and forth, and that works better for us.
Yeah, we kind of do have to pay double, but it's like anywhere. If you're living in the States, you're paying for your home and then you're paying for the travel.
Right.
But it is mentally, it is easy, and physically as well, that you kind of have your own bed, and sometimes you do look forward to coming back to your own, to your own bed.
Yeah. And also here in Southeast Asia, as you might know, flying out to these neighboring countries, it's pretty affordable. You know, sometimes we've seen flights as low as like what?
Awesome. Sometimes I see flights for $7, $7 US.
$7 US. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course you have to travel in a very specific time, sometimes 6 a.m, which we cannot make that flight normally because, again, we're 2 hours away and we don't really like not sleeping at night.
Yeah.
And of course, no luggage.
Okay, we have some comments here on YouTube. Linda says, when I sell my house in Arizona, I am moving to a retirement community in Hawaii. Well, that's a nice place to retire.
Nice.
Really
Linda,
nice.
have you visited that community? Which island?
Yeah.
Why did you choose that community? Does it have anything special? Do they treat you good? Do they have good reviews?
Mike in the building.
Mike, welcome. You joined at the beginning.
Yes.
So this is actually second time you joined pretty much at the beginning. Is it a good time for you?
Yeah, I guess for Mike, we've locked him in now as far as time, for sure. Linda said it's on Oahu.
Okay. Gabriel is here on Instagram. Welcome, Gabe.
Welcome. Awesome. So talking about Hawaii, there's a YouTuber. What is his name?
Hawaii Travelers?
Hawaii Travelers, yes. And he created a post in his stories, and it seems like it was a spew from some traveler that went to Oahu, and his post was said something kind of like to the effect of, you know, he hasn't been to Hawaii in a while, and he just went back, and he was in kind of Waikiki area, and he was just spewing how he can't believe how much Oahu has downgraded. In his words, it's kind of like there's a lot of homeless, there are people begging, there's sirens blaring, there's always some type of incidents with, as far as someone getting injured or robbed or stabbed or, you know, drugs or, you know, child trafficking. It's just a whole bunch of different problems that he kind of listed that he saw while he was there.
How did he see child trafficking?
Well, I mean, maybe he saw it in the news. Yeah, I mean, since I've left Hawaii, I have the Hawaii News on my phone, the app, and I always get updates on what's going on, even on Instagram. And I do see a lot of instances where there is a lot of things going on Oahu that when we were there, we kind of saw some of it. You know, Irina had an incident with a homeless guy.
A couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times. So we saw kind of like also the darker side of Oahu. And yes, there are a lot of homeless. I don't know if there's more now. I mean, it's been like, what, 2 years, 3 years since we've been there?
2 years.
2 years. So I don't know if the situation has gotten worse. But I do get the news updates on the app on my phone. And it's, you know, obviously always something negative, but then again, it's the news, right? So that's what they normally report is the negative stuff. So yeah, if you've gone to Hawaii lately, let us know. As you know, as a tourist, what did you see? Did you see a lot of homeless? You know, he was like, everywhere you go smells like pee. Well, if there's a lot of homeless, then that might be a thing. But yeah, let us know if that is really the situation and what your experience was like. James says, look like you're still in Thailand. Watch the visa vlog. That was not.
Oh my God, that was so stressful, James.
That was bad.
Yeah, I think I overstressed and I got sick. And the next day I slept pretty much the entire day, woke up for dinner and then slept again. And finally now I feel good. And Yeah, with the visa, we actually had to pay fine because, as we said on our vlog,
If you haven't seen it, it's it's in the feed.
yeah, the
It's our
very
latest
last
video.
video, we went to the airport and finally rectified the situation at 7 p.m. the last day our visa was expiring, so obviously we couldn't make it back to the immigration to extend it on
We
time.
basically had 5 hours before we had to leave the country.
Yeah,
So-
and we had to go back to the immigration the next day. And the way immigration works, they don't care why, if it's their fault or not. They're like, oh, the date is you overstayed, so you have to pay the fine.
Right.
So they
the
made us,
officer
yeah.
at the airport, we explained to him after he stamped our passport, he's like, you guys are in the system now, everything is fine. Just go back to immigration in Pattaya and fill out the form and go through the regular process. And Irina was like, but wait, technically we're supposed to leave the country in 5 hours. So if we have to go back to immigration tomorrow, then technically we overstayed. And he's like, oh, no, don't worry about that.
He said 1 day, no problem.
1 day, no problem. Quote unquote, that was his word.
Yeah.
1 day, no problem. So we were like, okay, that's fine. So when we went to the immigration here in Pattaya, we filled out the thing. And then when it was time to pay, they were like, oh, 500 baht to pay extra.
Which is about $18.
Yeah. And we were like, well, wait a minute. You're charging us to stay an extra day. But the immigration officer at the airport told us that it's okay, that we would not have to pay. And he was like, kind of like, well, here's the situation. You can pay it and you can get the passport done and everything, or not. Your choice. Like, they didn't have any time for arguing or, conversation or anything like that. So we were just like, you know what, let's just pay it, because this is a lose-lose situation. We had no document basically saying, hey, this is what he said. Here's his signature. We don't have to pay. Again, it's a small amount, but it's just the principle of it, because initially it seemed like it's kind of like a con that they do, where they give you the same date that you're supposed to leave the country. That's the date they give you for your appointment to renew your visa. But if anything goes wrong, you don't have enough time.
Yeah, they induce this situation.
Yeah, and there's no need for it. Because normally they give you a few days before. So if you need any extra paperwork or your paperwork's not correct, you could always go in and rectify it with no issues.
Ramos says, when I retire, I want to join the DTP travel group. Thank you. Marlene says, I was there on Oahu about a week ago, and it seems like the homeless people are concentrated on one area. I didn't really see too many spread out. In Waikiki, they are pretty much staying in one area. It's more like when you...
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. So, for example, if you
they
go
stay
alongside
by
the beach,
Marriott.
they stay by Marriott. If you go alongside Waikiki Beach and you walk that whole area on Kalakaua Avenue, they're kind of sporadically around. They're on the beach, like right on the side of the grass before you get into the sand area. They all hang out there because it's shaded. And that's the reason why, if you notice, on Kalakaua Avenue, they have these vendor stands. Those stands where they sell pineapple and smoothies and different things, those used to be open, like completely open, 24 hours a day, even if the establishment was closed. But what happened was the homeless would go and into those stalls and sleep there. So what they did was they barricaded it, and then they made it a stall that actually, when the vendor leaves, they pull the shutters down and now no one can get inside. So that's an indication that, the homeless are there. Then also on the back end, on by the canal, on Kuhio Avenue,
Alawai Canal.
Alawai Canal, they're all spread out there also. Sometimes they try to put tents there, but the officials kind of stop them and they move them and they go across the canal. But literally there are pockets of homeless people all throughout.
But we've seen a lot of times they were arguing. Sometimes they were attacking each other with a knife.
You'd see them running up. It was different. It was very different. So
watch out for your children.
Yes, exactly. Just because you're in Hawaii and it's paradise, keep your eyes open, because you just never know. You can never.
So today's topic is your travel plans 2024.
Yes, let us know.
Marlene said she already went to Oahu. Are you planning to go anywhere else? Let us know if you're taking any cruises. I know some of you book far in advance and pretty much book out the entire year of travel. Let us know.
Yep. Okay, here on YouTube and Facebook, Yolanda says she's taking a 7-day Caribbean Norwegian cruise to Harvest Cay,
Oh,
uh, Harvest Key, right? Kumzal,
Cozumel.
Cozumel, Roatan, for their 40th anniversary in October.
Nice.
Then Dubai in
Ooh.
December for a 7-day
Oh
cruise,
my God.
going back to Waikiki in May of 2025.
Wow, Yolanda.
That's a lot of planning.
It's
That's a
really
lot of planning.
good.
She's planned all the way into 2025.
Mhm. I'm really curious about the Dubai cruise.
Yeah, I didn't even know Dubai had a cruise.
Oh yeah,
port.
they do a
Wow.
lot of cruising. I think some of them go to Africa, some of them go to Europe. So let us know where you're going. What's your itinerary for Dubai? The 7-day Caribbean cruise to Harvest Key, or we took that one. Unfortunately, our Harvest Key day was rained out, but
Yes.
the island is absolutely gorgeous.
Mhm.
They have a butterfly sanctuary there.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's awesome.
What cruise ship are you going on, by the way? I know you said it's
Norwegian.
but
Mhm.
which specific ship?
Mhm.
Yes. Mike says I'm waiting for dinner. That's why we caught him at the right time.
Okay.
Darlene,
Darlene, welcome.
welcome. Marv, hey, how is it?
By the way, Marv and Anne-Marie have also a
YouTube
travel channel.
Yes.
Check them out.
Mhm.
They have a really fun adventures.
Yes.
We've been following them as
They
well.
actually just came back. They did like a train ride in Switzerland. Then they were in the Maldives before that. So they basically travel a lot. And I think Marv just created a second channel where he just does like travel news, where he talks about everything travel that's going on currently. So you'll always be kept up as far as that. So make sure you subscribe to them. Really
Marina
awesome
is here from Hawaii. Aloha, Irina and
Aloha.
Devan.
Gee. Michelle says, what is your favorite local restaurant in Thailand?
Oh, I mean, Thailand is really big, honestly. Honestly, here, what we are based in Pattaya, and there's not too much like, okay, so today is Devan's birthday.
You said you weren't gonna say.
And I was looking for a Michelin restaurant, and there is none. There is no restaurant with gorgeous decor and nice ambience here
in
Pattaya. They're all so mediocre, to the point it's an open air with just wooden benches, and you have the road view.
Yeah, you see the streets and the cars and everything passing. So it's really nothing special. If you wanted to have a really special night, you have to go maybe into central town of Pattaya, and there
not
again, it's
even
fast food restaurants
and they all look old tiles on the floor, kind of like basic tables. They don't, even the decor doesn't look that good.
And not only that, but also, if you guys don't know, if you didn't watch our last videos, we have turned on the vegan, plant-based side of life. So finding that here also is a bit challenging, especially here in Pattaya. When we go to Bangkok, we have a couple of spots that we go that's really awesome.
Yeah, Bangkok has a lot of restaurants, even street food Michelin restaurants. So Bangkok, Phuket, they do have a lot of really nice options, but not here in Pattaya. Today, we just don't want to travel 2 hours to Bangkok. So we are going to go celebrate somewhere else, but it's going to be a surprise.
Chris in the building.
Welcome. Well, it's always good to have you, even though you're late.
Is good, Chris.
Yeah. Marlene says, happy birthday, Devan.
Thank you guys so much.
Marlene says the weather was nice in Oahu. It was about 75, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm planning to go to the Philippines or Thailand and Vietnam. Have seen your videos and they're awesome. Oh, thank you, Marlene.
Thank you.
Well, Philippines videos coming up, and I think you should just visit all on one trip. Many people that we have met while traveling, they just take 1 month and they hop through different Southeast Asia countries, because again, the most expensive trip would be to come from the States or from Canada, right? Is your flight. And while you're here, if you pack light, you can really get some very good affordable deals.
Absolutely. So getting here is what's going to be probably your biggest expense, because
Mhm.
once you're here, the cost of everything drops significantly. So yeah, that's it. Deborah, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. We're
Aloha.
discussing travel plans
Travel plans.
2024.
Definitely. If you haven't dropped your travel plans in the comment, also on Instagram, let us know where you're going in 2024. Well, Darlene also mentioned 2025, so I guess we can go there with it. So 2025. If you don't have nothing
Yeah.
planned for 24, let's
Mhm.
get into 2025 while we're at it.
Carlos joined us on Instagram. Poke them, smoke them. Welcome.
Mhm. Chris, for those of you who don't know, Chris lives in Hawaii, and what he's basically saying, the homeless gets moved around by the Hawaii Police Department. They move from one place to the other, so they constantly kind of,
Mhm.
when they see them
Yeah,
grouping,
there
they
is
move them around.
nothing they can do. They just move around, of course.
hmm Let's see what else we have here. Chris says maybe go to Philippines next month.
Maybe.
I'm not sure who he's referring to, because if you guys don't know, we are supposed to meet up with Chris and Martha in the Philippines. So that's our part of our travel plans. But we'll
Right.
get into our what we're doing later on in this video.
Mhm.
So James says many folks on the other side of the Alawai
Oh
Canal
yes.
towards Leonard's. Yeah, that is true too.
Mhm.
Actually, I think they have a tent city
They have several
down
tent
that
cities.
area
Yeah.
by Leonard's. I remember seeing that.
Poke them the smoke, then smoke. My well, pigeon is not good, and I'm not supposed to say it, right? Say, hey, how's it?
How is it? So that was Pokum, right?
Yeah.
So Pokum, if you haven't seen his channel as well, what he does,
He has Instagram, so
yeah, he's on Instagram, so you can follow him
and he
on
has
Instagram.
YouTube as
I
well,
think
right?
he has a YouTube
Mhm.
channel, yeah. So he goes fishing for
Squid,
octopus.
octopus, yeah.
Yeah, and it's the images he captures are just incredible. And we had reached out to him while we were living in Hawaii. We were like, hey, we should kind of get together and kind of do this. I want to see what that really looks like in person. And he was like, absolutely, but we just never got around to it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when we do go back to Hawaii, whenever that is, maybe we'll look him up again and see if we can make that happen, because I think that's really cool. Okay. Chris says they're starting to migrate outside of Waikiki now. And again, that's going back to the homeless situation in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
West Coast Culture says just got off the Scarlet Lady.
Ooh.
That's Virgin, yeah, Virgin Voyages. And we went on MSC Magnifica before that. Unfortunately, got the flu right after. Ooh la la. So, okay, so let's break this down. So, Scarlet Lady, that's Virgin Voyages. We wanted to go on that cruise because, when it first launched, it was like, oh, it's cruise for adults, and they have like really cool secret parties, and it sounded like a really cool gimmick that we've never seen any cruise ship done before. So we really wanted to test that out. Up to this point, we haven't done it because we started traveling. So let us know, what was your experience like on the Scarlet Lady, and why did you choose that specific cruise? And also MSC. So we didn't go on MSC Magnifica, right? We went on another one.
Seashore. We went on Seashore.
Right, Seashore. And we love the ship. The ship is beautiful, very well designed, really nice. But if you watch our video on that cruise, the entertainment was lacking. The food was lacking. And I don't know, maybe because it's a European company. So, maybe the food choices are not the same as Western culture. So I don't know what it was, but we were eating pizza like pretty much most of the time. Like, we don't even eat pizza like that.
And I am the type of person who would eat pizza maybe twice a year normally.
Yeah.
On MSC, I was eating it every single day because there was nothing else really
was
for
like
me.
really, really, really off. So yeah, we didn't really have that much fun on MSC, but we were just talking about it the other day, because not for nothing, we miss cruising. We've been talking about this now for a couple of months. We're like, man, I wish I was on a cruise right now. So Irina started looking up cruises while we were here in Thailand, and we saw cruises from Japan,
Singapore.
We saw Singapore, And the last one you saw was actually from Argentina, and it was a 31-day cruise.
32-day cruise.
32-day
Yeah,
cruise.
and it was so cheap.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You remember how much it was?
No, I don't.
Oh
but
man, but it was really affordable for 32 days of cruising. And it starts all the way from South America, Argentina, and it goes all the way up and comes up.
Patagonia.
Where does it end up? I think it ends up in Canada or something.
No,
Not that far up. I don't remember what it was that you said. But yeah.
No, I saw a cruise from Japan to Alaska.
Oh yeah, we did see that as well. Let us know if if there's any cruisers here, if you guys cruise, if you love cruising, if you don't like cruising, what do you like, what do you don't like about it? Let us know.
And your travel plans 2024.
Yes.
Mike, are you going anywhere this year?
Yeah, let us know, Mike.
You have anything planned?
Kelly, welcome. Kelly says 4 more days until we leave to Oahu.
Woo!
Can't wait. Like our
Awesome.
base of viewers are like hardcore Hawaii travelers. Like they're there twice a year or even more sometimes.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Kelly. So Chris had a company in Hawaii where he was doing tours, and I know a lot of people were asking about it, and Mike just asked here in the comments, and Chris saying that he liquidated the business because there's a lot of red tape in Hawaii, and you really need to know like the ins and outs, and I think that was a part of the issue. Let us know, Chris, if that was like kind of like what was the major issue you had with the business in Hawaii, just in case anyone is interested in like opening a business in Hawaii or what have you. I'm sure he will have the insight on that. Michelle says, I went on a 7-day Mediterranean cruise over the summer, Barcelona, Spain, Marseille, France, Rome, Pompeii. It was on the Symphony of the Seas. It was a trip of a lifetime.
Ooh, I would like to do some European cruises.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. Let's see. Thank you so much again, guys, for the happy birthday shout outs. Thank you, Mike. Marv says, in 2020 they did Switzerland. Then January 7th they did a 7-day Caribbean cruise in March on the Norwegian Viva. Portugal in June, South Africa and Kenya, November, Indonesia and Philippines in December. So as we tell you, they're traveling a lot and they put out really great content. So again, if you guys want to see and check out their channel, I highly recommend you do so. Thank you so much, Marv. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Marv and Anne-Marie, it seems like you book pretty far in advance. Are you booking if you find specific deals? Are you booking during some type of like Black Friday deals, for example, or you just find a good price and then you decide to book? Let us know. And are you just booking flights, or your entire vacation is booked with hotel stays and you kind of know where you're going to be going and what you will be doing? Let us know.
Actually, I think what would be cool is if we brought them on a live with us and we have a discussion on travel, maybe travel tips and different ways of how, we book trips and stuff like that. I think that would be cool. Let us know if you guys are interested in that. Maybe we'll make that happen. James says, Marvin and Marie, we'll have to check out your YouTube, Swiss content and more. Yes.
Nice.
Just says, love Hawaii. Absolutely. James says, one of those Hawaii twice or more a year, if possible, people. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Ooh. He said, Chris says Facebook failed. Oh, to remind me that it's your birthday. We'll call you later. Thank you.
Well, the reason is because we are his birthday is in the future, right? So we are a day ahead, 12 hours ahead. So for
Facebook to give the notification,
it's going to be tomorrow for you.
Your time, yeah. So for those of you who are following us on Facebook, you'll get the notification tomorrow.
Right.
We have any questions on
no, I'm
Instagram,
monitoring. Yeah. Today's discussion is your travel plans 2024. Let us know where are you going.
Yes.
How are you planning your trips?
Marv says, let's do it. Absolutely. We're gonna make that happen.
So what are we doing in 2024?
Well, first and foremost, we only have 28 days now left here in Thailand. So we're going to we're going to the Philippines next. We're going to meet Chris and Martha, and we're going to have a blast, and we're going to create a lot of content there because if you guys may or may not know, Chris is actually from the Philippines. So he's going to be showing us around local style, which is going to be really cool. He's going to be showing us all the hidden gems of the Philippines, which is going to be really awesome. I'm really excited for that.
ATVs, whale sharks, swimming,
zip lining, all that craziness. Should be really awesome. And then after that, what are we planning on doing?
Possibly we will go to the Maldives, depending on how much time we will be spending in the Philippines, because as you know, Maldives does have its monsoon season. So if we decide to stay a little bit longer in the Philippines, we cannot make it to the Maldives, and then we'll just go straight to Bali. As you know, we like to travel slow, so without too much hopping around, and Philippines has lots of beautiful islands, so it will require a lot of time.
So our plan is initially when we go to the Philippines, it's not going to be, well, we're not planning on staying there too long. But as you know, when we got here in Thailand, we were not planning on staying too long. And when we got to Hawaii, we were not planning on staying too long. Hawaii turned out to be 3 years.
Yeah.
Thailand, 9 months in, and here we are. It's going to be a total of 10 months, almost a year here in Thailand. So again, with so much to explore in the Philippines, you know, we could literally be there for a year. Who knows? But again, we'll keep you guys posted. Someone did say, I don't know if it was Chris, that says like the internet in the Philippines is not that great. So I'm not sure. Again, if we're trying to do this live thing and be a little bit more consistent with it, but of course, as we mentioned before, we try to give you guys, you know, content and give structure to the live instead of just coming on and just blabbing. You know, we want to give some type of context to the live. So not sure when we get to the Philippines and where we're staying and what the internet's going to be like, if that's going to be possible. But you guys will see it once it starts coming out, the vlogs.
Marv's channel is the same, right? Marv and Marie, right?
Yeah, Marv, could you post both of your channel link in the chat? I'm not sure if it's going to make it a hyperlink that people can just click and go in, but post it there, and then maybe they could just copy it and paste it in the browser and visit your YouTube channel.
Mike said technically it's not your birthday. Well, it is here in Thailand.
He would say that. You can't. There's no backsies here, Mike. That's it. It's official. Let's see where we're at now. I think I had something up there just a second ago. Someone was going somewhere, and I saw it, and I couldn't even pronounce it. Let me see if I can find it again.
Well, while you're looking, Poke Him Then Smoke Them says, I did a boat cruise off Singapore this past December. That's awesome. It was on Royal Caribbean, and they brought us to Malaysia and Thailand. Damn, you were here and you didn't even let us know.
Wow.
We could have met up.
Yeah, for sure.
It was such a memorable trip with family.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Kokatona says, hi, are you ever going back to your travel plans in Portugal, or you are staying in Asia, and why? We do want to go to Europe and go back to Portugal as well.
Europe will be probably 2025. Maybe.
I don't know, maybe Japan 2025. So the thing is, we don't really plan ahead too far. And even we're planning to go to the northern Thailand, maybe in a couple of days, but we have not booked anything at all yet. We kind of last minute booking the night before pretty much, or sometimes the day before.
Well, here's the thing. Just for some context, the reason why we now do that, really booking at the last minute,
because we had to cancel a lot of flights a lot of times.
Right, exactly. So just going back to the COVID days, we had booked this massive trips in advance. What is it? It's like a 21-day cruise, and then heading to San Francisco, then heading to Miami, then taking a a transatlantic cruise to Barcelona.
I'm freezing.
And it was like a whole big planning. And of course, when COVID happened, everything shut down. And we were fighting to get our money back with airline tickets and cruise tickets. And it was just like a big mess. Airbnbs, it was just a big mess. So we decided, you know what? I think we're not going to plan that far ahead again. It's not worth it for us. And we technically don't have to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
but not even that. Also, like just recently for our anniversary, we were supposed to, or we already had booked flights to go to Singapore and then to Koh Samui Island in Thailand. But a month ago, coming back from Vietnam, they told us they are not going to let us in Thailand anymore. And we had to go to the embassy, which the visa process takes anywhere from 5 to 7 days. And for us, and we wouldn't be able to go from Singapore to back to Thailand. So we had to cancel that flight, and that's why we decided to just extend a little bit longer and just go to northern Thailand from here.
And then a couple months before that, we were supposed to go to Vietnam. And when we got to the airport, they were like, whoa, we have a problem with your visa. Another issue with the visa. That one we didn't capture. But when we got to the counter checking in, they were like, your birthday, Irina's birthday, didn't match what's on the visa and what's on her passport. So they called Vietnam and they said, hey, we have a discrepancy with the birth date. Are we still going to let them in? And then you guys can fix it. And they were like, no, we can't let them in if the visa has one birth date and her passport has another. So at the airport, we had to make a decision right then, well, where are we going to go? Because again, it was the last day for our visa to expire in Thailand, right?
No,
we had one more day.
No, we had 2 more days, but to be renewing and rectifying Vietnam visa, it would have been like five business days,
right?
3 to 5 business days. So we kind of had to fly out regardless.
Yes. So yeah, there it goes. That's the reason why sometimes you know we don't plan that far in advance.
But generally, going back to Kokatona, why we're in Asia is because we're traveling full time, so we do want to explore a lot of parts that are still in Asia. That's why we are here for now. But we eventually will do all of Europe. We want to go to Africa. We want to go to Japan, New Zealand. So we'll make it at some point. And originally we thought, oh, maybe it will be about a 3-year travel. But now it turns out
3 years is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
really,
it's been already 2 years since we left Hawaii, and it's just pretty much going to be our lifestyle.
And it's funny because like when I thought about traveling, I'm like, okay, we're going to go to Thailand and we're going to go here, we're going to go there. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, we go to Thailand, we go to Bangkok, capital, or we go to Phuket and we get the tropical waters and then we leave. But at the same time, what I didn't know until now that I started to really travel and the way we travel is that when you come to Thailand, there's North Thailand and then there's South Thailand. And it's a totally different experience north from south. The same thing with Vietnam. When I think of Vietnam, what do you think of? Hanoi or
Ho Chi Minh.
Ho Chi Minh, which is the former Saigon, the capital, right? And when you think you go there, you thought you experienced it all. But it's not, because there's a north and there's a south. And it's a totally different experience north from south. Also different.
And central
culture.
also.
Central
is completely different as well.
Yeah. So like traveling this way has really opened things up where it's like, you know, you're staying, 60 days in the country and you're doing north, south, central, and you really get to explore the country, so much more than just going to the capital or going to the beach because, you're on vacation and you just want to get warm weather if you're coming from the cold.
And I don't know how people just do it with just hopping around, because you like the entire Vietnam, for example, it is possible to do it in 1 month, let's say, right? But you really need to be on the go, going from one place to the next. And I personally, I get exhausted hopping around like this, constantly switching hotels, going to new places, bus, flights.
And the logistics of it all, trying to map it out. Like, you don't know where you're going. You have to figure it all out, so it becomes draining even mentally.
Yeah, that's why for us, it's good to have a
base.
place where, or not even that, not even necessarily a place. If we just stay, we do a little bit of hopping around, then we'll stay in one place,
Come
do
back, recoup.
editing, catch up with things, and then go again.
Yeah. So James says in 2024, really hope to go to Zermatt.
Zermatt. I don't know what that is.
Zermatt in the summer. You want to look that up? Where is that? Where's that located? Is that like one of the places that no one has ever been, and it's this new place that just popped up, and it's awesome?
Switzerland.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, Switzerland has been on my bucket list forever, but now currently, like, Japan is at the top of the list. Switzerland got bumped down
we're so close.
Yeah, I know, we're so close. But again, the reason why we're not making the plunge into Japan at this time is because, if you don't know, Japan is pretty pricey. And not only that, like, when we go, we already looked in, well, what's the longest we could stay in Japan? And I think it's 90 days.
6 months if you apply for a nomad visa.
So if you do a visa thing, but if you just fly in, I think you get 90 days. So we want to stay as long as we can, because there's just so much to Japan. Again, all these little villages and man, just seen so many awesome videos. So for sure.
Pogdam says, make sure when you're in Philippines, go to Palawan to dive.
Oh yes, that's definitely one of the stops we are doing.
Yeah, we're planning to go to Palawan. Not sure if we're going to dive because we are not certified, and we're a little uncertain still, not really confident with diving. So we'll see, maybe.
Pascal says going to St. Martin in June. St. Martin is nice. I like St. Martin, really nice.
Which side are you going, the Dutch or the French?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. And be careful, because when you go, they might be having a little uprising between the two.
Oh yeah, French is always doing some type of
protesting. Yeah, there's always something going on that island. So don't be surprised.
Today's topic, your travel plans 2024. So drop a comment if you haven't already. Where are you planning to go?
What's your plans? Deborah says, I'm going on the Carnival Radiance, for a wedding in June, and on the Disney Fantasy to St. Thomas and Tortola. Tortola. I heard the Disney cruise is really nice. If you've been on a Disney cruise, let us know. I'm interested in.
Is the wedding going to be right on the ship? That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So here's the link to Marvin Emery's channel. I guess maybe you could just copy it because it's not a hyperlink. So you can follow them there. Mike says, hopefully we could get a live chat that includes Chris and Martha. That would be epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If we could make that happen, we will, for sure. Let's see. I remember when we did the live with Chris walking on Kalakaua Avenue, and people chasing us down. They're like, "Oh, you guys are live! I see. I know where you're at. I'm gonna find you." And they're like chasing after us, and we met a couple people and went live with them too. You know what's funny? I wanted to go. Irina mentioned it before. Like, when we go live, I get into good internet connection here, and let me know if you guys would like to see Thailand live. Like, I could walk around and I could show you kind of like this area, and you could see what it's like. If you're interested in that, let me know. I can try to go live. Again, with going live like that, sometimes, the signal drop or it kind of gets, distorted or what have you. But if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll kind of go out there for a walk, and we can walk and talk like old times.
Yeah, we used to do that in Hawaii. That was fun.
You can't say. Might just say do a walking live chat, and we could all say we're losing you.
Yeah, right.
Well, in Hawaii, it was really bad. I don't know why.
It was at some points we had connection issues. Yeah.
But I think it's because in Hawaii there's a lot of really tall hotels, and it might have interference or what have you. And I think that was the issue. But I'll try to go live here, and we'll do a walking tour and stuff like that.
It's funny here. We see a lot of people just in the evening around sunset bringing a chair, like a picnic chair, right to the beach, and they are streaming live, like on TikTok or something like that. And that would be like more older people,
Mhm.
because here in Pattaya there's a lot of
Mhm.
retired
Retirees.
yeah, and but they still doing some
Actually,
YouTube
I've never seen
nomads.
like
Yeah.
older people on TikTok, because you look at their phone and you see with the speaker they're talking and they're on the beach, and I'm like, oh wow, like
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Kokatono says the way you travel is so smart. You get to see the whole country. Yeah, it's really fascinating, because you might think, okay, Thailand is Thailand. Everywhere should be the same, but it's so different. But Vietnam is more so different, not only by the fact that the terrain is different, because on the northern Vietnam you get snow. You
Yeah.
have mountains with snow, and literally right now it's cold.
It's
So
cold.
if you
Yeah,
go
need
to
a
Vietnam
jacket.
right now, you have to have a hat, jacket.
Mhm.
It's cold. But southern Vietnam is hot.
Yeah. And also, like when you do Vietnam, you can choose, like if you really want to be immersed in Vietnam, you can do the loop, right?
Ha Giang,
Yeah. So
uh-huh.
you could get on a bike, either you rent one or you go with a local and they take you around sometimes what 3, 4, 7 days, right? You can go around and just explore like the inner parts of Vietnam, staying with people and villages, local small little villages, and stay at these little homestays and stuff. So a lot of people do that. That's like a big thing in Vietnam.
Mhm.
So you could choose to do that, or you could just choose to be around the city and the more, touristy stuff. So you got a little bit of everything there in Vietnam. I actually love Vietnam more so than I thought. I like when I thought of Vietnam, I just thought of like, oh man, like what are we gonna eat? What is it gonna be like? And
Yeah.
now, like I would go to Vietnam any day. It's so awesome there.
Mm-hmm. Kokatona says, I'm really interested in visiting Atlantis with my family. It's really worth it because it's so expensive, or it
Or
is.
is it
Oh,
really?
is it really worth it, or it's really expensive, or it is overrated?
We created a
Honestly,
lot of videos on this topic.
yeah. I don't know if you've seen our Bahamas videos, and we did maybe 5 or 6 videos on Atlantis specifically. And from speaking about just NASA, this is my favorite place in NASA.
Mm-hmm.
Atlantis. I love Atlantis. We've been there 2 times off the cruise, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed.
We flew in,
Yeah,
and we stayed there.
yeah, and we were in Atlantis for a lot of days, and it's definitely worth it. It's gorgeous territory. You can just walk around the entire day and get lost there. I love the lazy river.
Yeah,
And
it's really nice,
yeah,
especially for family. And as far as the expensive part, yeah, it could be expensive and depending on your budget, but we found maybe a little loophole, if you want to call it, where you can actually stay at a hotel, which will give you access to Atlantis.
yeah.
So you're not staying in Atlantis, but you're staying at a little hotel off of it. And I don't know, I think it included breakfast or whatever. They give you vouchers. But anyway, the most important thing is that it gives you access to the water park. You have access to the entire Atlantis water park area, which technically you would have to pay over $100 for.
I think close to $200, $175 per person. Or
Yeah,
something
to
like
go in,
that.
especially if you have a family, you're gonna have
Yeah.
to pay out your nose for that. So that is a really great way. Again, if you look at our Bahamas videos, you will see we explained it fully. We showed you the hotel we stayed in. We showed you the accommodation, what it's like, and how we just had access to Atlantis. And we also walked the entire Atlantis, both sides of it. So again, fully covered information there.
Yeah, but if you want to save money on Atlantis, again, you can have some. I don't know if you're going with kids or not, but kids need snacks all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So just stop. We also have in the Bahamas our driver Slim. He's very good. We just actually spoke to him a couple of days ago because we've been getting comments that they use Slim taxi service and they loved it. And we spoke to him, and he said that he's getting a lot of calls from our videos, and he can take you to a local supermarket where you can get some snacks for your kids, or maybe, I don't know, ramen noodles if you want to save money on food, or lunch, and just splurge on dinner.
And it's definitely the smart way to go, especially if you're in Atlantis, because when you're going on all these water rides, you get hungry like really quickly. So if you have snacks and sandwiches and stuff, you're really saving a lot of money at the end of the day, especially if you're going to be there for a week or so. It'll add up so fast. But if you do it the right way, you can save a lot of money and still have a really great time.
Yeah, we were making peanut butter sandwiches to go, some apples, bananas, to take with us,
and then we'd have a good dinner. So it works out perfectly. So Franco says he hopes to travel to Istanbul for the second time.
Istanbul. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, the food there is so awesome, especially if you eat meat. Their kebabs just.
So when we go back to Istanbul, like now that we're vegetarians, I don't know what the I don't know what the situation would be
they
like
do
there.
make good grilled vegetables.
Yeah, that they do. Yes, that they do. So that would be fine. But again, I mean, if you love meat, like that's the place to be. And also Portugal, if you love meat,
fish.
That's the place to be.
I would say more fish, not
in Portugal.
Yeah,
I heard meat is like they eat meat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Zay, we've been to Portugal.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Portugal.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see what else we have here.
Kokatana says, of course, I saw your videos. I remember that recommendation of staying at the other hotel. Yes. And also the Reef, I think the Reef Tower is their most budget friendly. The difference between the Reef and the other hotel, maybe $100 a night. But Atlantis has higher fees.
Yeah.
So you also need to consider that.
Franco says, go to Seoul. It's the best city I've been.
Oh, nice. Yes, that's definitely Korea is on our bucket list.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe we'll do Japan, Korea hopping.
For sure. Then we'll do Japan versus Korea. We'll do this versus, So actually, that was one of the last thing we did, right? We did what was it?
Maldives versus Hawaii.
Maldives versus Hawaii. Yes. So yeah. Let's see what else we have here.
Oh, Chris says walk and talk would be okay in BGC, which is the main area in Manila, Philippines.
Okay. So we would be able to do it there.
So, yep.
What about
so we're going to live from BGC.
Yes. Let me see. Going through the comments here.
Kokatana says, thank you. Yeah, so nice and amazing. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Mike says, Irina, are you still hoping to get to Russia to visit family?
You know what? I'm scared. I'm scared because I can't really speak on the situation because I read, Divan recently told me the situation that there is a Russian girl who also has American citizenship, and at the beginning of the conflict, I'm not going to say what it is, she made a donation to the other party, and when she recently went to Russia to visit her family, she got locked up for doing so.
Yeah, she just donated $51.
So I'm not going to elaborate because I literally cannot say nothing.
Yeah. So yeah,
I don't want to, just in case, I don't want to compromise anything.
But yeah, it's tough because her dad really wants us to go there.
It's going to be my this September is going to be my dad's what do you call it? Not an
anniversary.
Is it anniversary called? Yeah, 70 years old. He's turning this year, and he really wants me to come, and I do want to go. I miss him, and I'm just scared.
It's tough. you know, because we were even thinking maybe I'll go to, we'll go to
Turkey.
Turkey, and then Irina will go in and then see her dad, and then fly back and meet me. I mean, I would love to go, but of course,
Yeah.
again, that's not the best idea. So,
Mhm.
we have to be smart about our
Yeah,
travels
because
right now.
I don't know how these people operate,
Yeah.
and how they even found out that this girl did that, and maybe I did something, or
In
I
the past
said,
that you didn't know.
I said something that I was not aware of, and I just don't want
And
to have any
she actually
problems.
got locked up when she went to Russia recently, and I think they're giving her 7 years in prison. So
Mhm.
now, because she has both a Russian passport and
American.
American passport, now the U.S. is trying to get her back and working through negotiations. So again, another situation where it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
It messes things up for everyone. But anyway,
Mhm.
hope we address that.
Cocotona is asking, can your family travel? Well, my dad does not want to travel because he has some health conditions, and he does not want to end up in a situation when he needs to go to a foreign hospital. So he is refusing to travel anywhere, even to Turkey, which is close. And for him, it will be quite expensive, because right now any travel out of Russia is expensive. But as far as Devon's family goes, his mom also recently had
a knee
knee replacement surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and she's still going through a very tough recovery. So right now she cannot really travel far, but she
Right.
does want to come visit
But
us.
she did say, when you guys go back to Hawaii, let me know, because I'm in there. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Marlene says, do you miss eating burgers, Devon? He eats vegan burgers.
So it's such a tough question. There are times, like being on this plant-based diet, there are times where we go to restaurants to eat, and Irina and I talk about it because we're so new to it. We only started it in very early, the first week of January, where the meal is so delicious. We're like, why would we ever go back to eating meat when we're eating a plant-based meal and it is absolutely delicious? Sometimes even more so than eating meat. So it's like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Like, we would never go back. There are times where it's like you're in a pinch, you're on the go, you're in a run, and of course, the odds of you having a vegan restaurant right nearby is like 0 to none. But you will find, a fast food joint there, or you will find someone cooking something and it's all meat related. So, those are tough times, and you have to make a decision. Do I go starving and just find something, or take the time to find somewhere that I can eat something vegan? Or do I just grab something and go because I don't know when I'm going to have my next meal? That becomes the most challenging part of it right now. And in all honesty, since we've started, I have eaten meat several times throughout. Irina has not. Irina has not eaten meat. I think I ate chicken wings from the market at one point. So again, just to go back to what we said initially, so we do say we are, for the most part, on a plant-based diet, but we're not locked into it. And because of the fact that sometimes, again, because we're traveling, we don't know where we're going, and you might be in a village where all they're doing is cooking meat, and there's no other stop for the next 50 miles. So what are you going to do? Like, you're not going to not eat, so you eat what's available. So in all reality, that's really what it boils down to. It's just what's available.
Yeah, that's why we don't say we are completely vegan.
Right.
We're just plant-based,
But we do plan for it.
Yeah, because once in a blue moon, it is possible that we might eat some type of animal products.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like we're 100% in like that, but for the most part, yes. Chris says the lechon is the kryptonite for Devon. Yeah, that's a problem.
It's coming.
Mike asked Chris if he grew up in the Philippines. Yeah, Mike.
Until
I mean,
14.
yeah. Oh, okay. So there's his answer. Yes. That's awesome. Yeah. So wow. Oh my goodness, we're at the 59-minute mark.
Yeah. Dream big. Carry
Carry
on,
on.
asking if we have any tips planning to Bali. This would be our first trip to Indonesia, and I am a bit intimidated by it. Primarily, how to get around. I heard it's not advisable to drive and it's better to hire. It is so easy. I'm going to put you right at ease. As far as driving, yes, not advisable. We did not even rent a bike. We did not drive, but there is service called Grab, and it is super affordable.
Make sure you download that app. It's a Grab app. It's kind of Uber or Lyft if you are in the States.
So, for example, a taxi from the airport to Canggu area, which is sometimes could be an hour and a half, would not cost you more than $15. We also have our driver there who is very good. We hired him many times, and our friends did as well. And we can definitely recommend him. Send us a message on Instagram, and I will give you his personal WhatsApp number. Also give you a perspective. For example, a trip from Canggu to Ubud for the full day, which is going to be like 10 hours, will cost you no more than $30. And that's your personal driver, your personal car, gas included, and he will take you to all the stops you need around Ubud area.
And we recommend that way because, again, you're just relaxing. You have nothing to worry about. You have your driver. He will stay. He will take you to places you need to go.
And he's very good driver too. He knows how to maneuver around traffic with all these crazy bikes coming. And if you in, let's say, in Canggu or you're in Ubud, and if you want to go from restaurant to a restaurant, a taxi will cost you $2-3.
Absolutely.
And that's actually car taxi. If you take in a bike,
it's even less.
That's anywhere from $1 to $2.
So getting around is not hard at all. It's really, really, really very easy. It just depends on how comfortable you are or how comfortable you want to be. If you don't mind being on the back of a bike and they're zooming through traffic, then that's fine. That works for you. It's going to be your cheapest option. If you want the air con and being relaxed and just going to your destination to destination, Grab.
Just keep in mind, in the city, if you want to get around, like between restaurants, let's say in a taxi, it will take way longer. Grab bike is way faster because again, they're maneuvering through traffic, and it's just bikes are more available.
But just so you know, in Bali, the traffic gets crazy, even if you are on a bike. And I've never seen this before in my life. We were walking, we just came from dinner, and we approached an intersection where all traffic was standstill, even bikes. It was a gridlock in all four directions. Everyone on bikes and in cars, no one could move. People had to get off their bike and try to like guide traffic through, and they eventually, I don't know how long it took for that to open up, but I've never seen a gridlock on bikes before. That's how crazy it is in Bali. The infrastructure in Bali is not good at all, and you will learn that very quickly.
Yeah. Also, one more thing to know about Bali, taxi, specifically Grab, they have mafia in Bali, right? So you, as a tourist, you will not experience none of the mafia business except when it comes for Grab. Certain areas are not allowed. In certain areas, you are not allowed to call Grab. You only allowed to use their restaurant's taxi, which are more expensive. But if you want to just walk 2 minutes out of that zone, you can call Grab or go to a hotel. So, for example, there is this beach club called La Brisa. And they around La Brisa, their zone is locked up for their own mafia taxi, which is safe for you. It's just more about the price, right?
Right.
Because Grab is way cheaper, and this type of taxi just still not charge you ridiculous, just twice more than Grab. So maybe they'll charge you $5-10, whatever. It's still very cheap. So what you can do is you can go right across the street to the hotel and get the Grab taxi from the hotel, because mafia cannot do anything about the hotel.
Yeah. And I always tell people also, when you're traveling to Southeast Asia in these countries, like, you should definitely have the Grab app. Like you need the Grab app because that's how you're gonna get around. And what's the other one we just I asked you?
Bolt.
Bolt is
Yeah.
another one.
But the problem with Bolt, I was trying to sign up for Bolt when we were in Portugal, but they only needed their local number to send you confirmation message or something like that. So I couldn't really create an account. And there are different also taxi apps, but the reason why I like Grab is because you can connect your US credit card to it. So this way you don't have to pay cash.
Right. So yeah, definitely. You would want to download that app to start with. I have a friend of mine who's going to be coming into Thailand shortly in March for his birthday, and I was kind of giving him the scoop on the ins and outs of Thailand, and that was one of the first thing I recommended. I'm like, okay, so you're coming here, the first thing you want to do is download the Grab app because that's how you're going to get around. That's how, if you don't want to come outside or God forbid you get sick, but you need to eat, just call Grab and go to, you know,
food delivery, grocery delivery, or taxi service. It's all on Grab.
It's all on Grab, which is really great because like in the States, it's like Uber and Lyft, taxi service. Then you want Uber Eats, and they have a few others, and that's for food. So it's separate apps.
Yeah, and here in Southeast Asia, if you're delivering anything through Grab app, you only paying less than $1 for this type of delivery, while in the States it's sometimes like $5 extra that you have to pay for delivery. Here is so affordable.
Yes. So again, let us know, guys, what's your plans for 2024, 2025? What's your travel plans? We definitely would like to know. Let's talk about it. What's going on here in the chat? Let's see. Chris says, I hope Devon and Irene are ready to fall in love with Philippines, especially the people. I've heard that so many times from so many travelers. They're like, the Philippines people are so nice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to
we've been already watching a bunch of videos, and we have we were trying to watch your videos, but you only have 2, and they're very short.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to make a list of what we want to do in the Philippines, and it's already a lot.
There's a lot to do, especially with all the islands. We definitely want to experience that, but again, it all depends on accommodations and everything else.
And the internet.
Yes, and internet. You wouldn't be able to go live. So yeah. What else? Let's see what else we have here. Make sure I didn't miss anything or anyone. So we're just over an hour right now. We're gonna get ready to close this out pretty soon
and go for birthday breakfast.
Oh, birthday breakfast! Yes. Let me make sure I didn't. I caught Franco's. Yeah, I think we're all caught up here. I see you guys are conversating back and forth with each other. That's great. Okay, yeah, I think we're caught up.
Well, thank you for joining this live session. It's always a pleasure having you here with us.
Mike asks, will we be going to Bora Bora? Weren't you planning on going when the pandemic hit?
Yes, that's when we were stuck on the ship, and 150% we are going to Bora Bora at some point. Maybe we'll take the same type of cruise from Australia. Going to Tahiti.
Yeah, because we did see that cruise. That's a kind of, I guess, a normal route for them. So yeah, and it's really affordable, which is really cool. So yes, that would definitely be on our list again, because we do miss cruising. Like our last cruise was
earlier in January last year.
Yeah, from Puerto Rico, we did the ABC Islands. So, and we always try to do, when possible, the back-to-back cruises. So we'll just get on one cruise, do the 7 days, come back to the dock, jump on another cruise at the same dock, and then head out again for another 7 days. That's always fun to do. So that would be really cool. But again, thank you guys so much for joining this one.
James.
Our next live, we're trying to do this on a weekly basis. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's going to be an interesting topic. We're going to talk about something really interesting. So I hope you guys join us. again to our Instagram family.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for joining on Instagram. This is the first time we went live on Instagram using this
Mhm.
app. So this works out really great.
Island Girl for Life, say hello. Are you going to the Philippines? Yes,
Yes.
in March, in less than a month, we'll be in the Philippines. So stay tuned. For as far as next week live, we might be in the northern Thailand. So and that will be March 9th.
Philippines have cruises as well, right?
Yeah, but they're very random as far as dates. It's not like every week they're going.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's I was looking at cruises from the Philippines, but
oh
the
yeah, that's right.
dates
We
are
did
not
look into
really
it.
that good.
Well, if we are in the Philippines and the dates and the moon and the stars and everything align, who knows? The vlog will be like, we're in the Philippines and we're going on a cruise. That would be awesome. So yes, thank you guys again so much for joining. Our next live is going to be very interesting. The topic is going to be very interesting. And now that we've connected with Marv, hopefully we could bring them on our live and we could again discuss many things travel. So thank you so much again for joining. We love you guys. And we will see you in the next one.
Oh, I just have an idea. I think next time we go to the US, maybe we'll book in advance a cruise, and maybe some of you can also book it, and we'll do like a cruise meetup.
Oh.
What do you think about that? I think that would be a lot of fun.
We'll leave you with that thought. Bye.
Bye.